Hello, one and all. Today we're going to be looking at cool, easy and quick effects for you to use in whatever creative way you see fit. So without further ado, let's stop this pretentious intro and get on with it. Is that enough? Yep, that's all good enough. So our first effect is the Invisibility Cloak effect. So as I said, for the Invisibility Cloak effect, you need to have a green screen fabric, a fabric of equal size to have as the inside of your cloak, film on a tripod, and film yourself doing the action, and then step out of frame for a couple of seconds so you have a clean background. Then what you need to do is you need to go into your effects panel, look for the Ultra key. Whoa. Right there, and then drag it over to your top clip. Then go into your effects panel and use the eyedropper for the green screen. In an ideal world, you would have it so you wouldn't have any creases in your green screen fabric, but hey ho, it still works. And I'm gone. Effect number 2 is Invert. So again, search in your effects panel for Invert, you go to Channel, Invert, drag it to the clip you're going to use it on, and it's already gone really trippy. And then you can choose a bunch of these different ones. I'm gonna focus on the Chromescence one. I don't fully know how to say that, but that gives me some very cool coloration in there. Effect number 3 is Paint Bucket. So for the Paint Bucket, you need to again search for Paint Bucket in Generate, drag it onto your clip, and it's already found a color for me. So that's good. You can change the color, of course. Let's go for let's go for white. Why not? And you can invert fill, and you can of course change the stroke. You can do it as that, a feather, spread, choke, or stroke. Now for the stroke one gives you the ability to do like a scribble sort of effect. But to get a little bit of animation to your scribble effect, you can do that by changing the tolerance. So let's say I go from like 80, then a little bit further along, I can bring it down to like 40 just on the mask, and then whack it back up again to 108. Now you won't get as much control as you would doing a scribble effect manually, frame by frame, but it still gives you the same effect and the same good look. Effect number 4 is Emboss. So again, we search for our effect in the effects panel, we search for Emboss, and it'll be in the stylize. And as you can see, it grays it all out and makes it look very, very strange. Now for this one, you need to just mess around with some of the controls and see what fits best really for you. Now, one thing you can do with this, to take it a step further, is by pressing Alt and Select and getting a copy of your clip, and then you take away the emboss on your now bottom clip. You go back to your top clip. You go to opacity, and you change the blend mode to color. Now this gives it a black and white with a little bit of like an RGB kind of like distortion effect on the edges, as you can see here. And another blend mode that is quite good is soft light, which then gives it a little bit of almost like a 3D-ness to it. You can also try the find edges effect. And it's made it look like I'm a colouring book that hasn't been coloured in yet. So you can press Invert and it makes it go black and white, which looks quite cool. So when you put the Find Edges effect onto your clip, you can go back to the opacity mode and you can try the blend modes of Multiply, Colour Burn, or Linear Burn. And as you can see, it's put some more defined edges around the high contrast areas. And effect number 5 is Strobe Light. So we search for strobe light, and then this will bring up some white flashes. So for strobe color, we can choose, I don't know, like a red, and that will make red pop in at random points. And this already looks kind of wild, but we can take it a step further and go to make layer transparent. So for this one, what we can do, click Alt and drag up to make another one, and we can simply delete the bottom strobe light, and then drag it along and then offset it by a couple of frames. And this gives it a very strange, glitchy, time distortion kind of feel to it, which I kind of like. And effect number 6, our sixth and final one, is the full color gradient. Whoa! And it looks like a rainbow has exploded on your screen. That's completely fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and artificially make some sort of lens flare kind of deal. So I'm going to choose some warmer colours. You want to make them bright colours, like vibrant colours. And then of course, if you want some parts that are a bit softer or a bit more, or not have any like strobe light effect in it whatsoever, you can just go to black, and then that will have that point completely gone. So if you have camera movement, one good thing to have is to move around the points of each color so they move around with the camera motion. And then you can mess around with the blending mode to get a bit more of a feathered look to it. Then you change your blend mode to screen, and that reveals the image underneath your rainbow explosion. And this is our video for today. As always, I hope this has been helpful to you in any way, shape or form. Do get in touch with any of your questions and video ideas you have, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!